She started coding when she was 6 years old. That's actual lines of code in there that she's written. So to say that we take a stance in having women as our director, having women as investors is the basis of our entire corporate culture. So you might be asking, why are we based in Vegas? So we're a Vegas-based company because there's a law out here that allows for any business or entity that operates on blockchain technology to not be subject to outside taxes, licenses, or regulations. Meaning if you run a blockchain company or you're a person that runs your entire life off blockchain, you don't have to worry about the Nevada Gaming Control Board. If you want to run a bar, you wouldn't have to worry about having liquor permits. This is a huge deal that I don't think a lot of people are talking about. But this area in Las Vegas specifically has an $11 billion gambling market cap. And nobody's really doing anything but us in the space right now. So what is Concierge Club? Well, we started off by building a service-based token. We're from the hospitality industry. We've got nightclubs on lockdown. We've got a bunch of concierges in the area. We all the casinos know who we are. So we decided to launch a token that not only will help people, but also allow these businesses to take advantage of the law that I just mentioned. So we went to the point of actually sending one of our founders to go work for AMX as a travel consultant, just so that we could make sure that we were doing exactly how our model was supposed to be set up. And that's going after the AMX Centurion card, AMX Black card. But the problem was we made this token and it was like, how do we use it? So we built a point of sale and we built a wallet. This is the Concierge Pro right here. This is a point of sale application. It's Android based. We use 256 encryption. It's chargeback proof. And here's the kicker. We give it to the vendors for free. Most of these companies charge you to set up your point of sale. Most of these companies charge you per transaction. We're giving you the point of sale for free. We're doing customer user-based transactions, and we're not charging you for any maintenance or any upkeep. I mean, this is literally going to change the game when it comes to payment processing because we're not a for-profit company. We're not out here trying to get every last dollar. We're out here trying to build a community. We're out here trying to build, with other brands and other companies and seeing how that we can help, because if we all work independently, we're not going to be able to succeed. If you look around this room, everybody out here's got a product. We should all help each other. If you see something that's cool, let them know. If you know somebody that needs to use our API, let us know. I mean, that's the way this industry is going to evolve. So we put together the point of sale, we put together the wallet, we started going to conferences. And it was funny, I was just talking about this conference. This is the first conference that we ever went to, the North American Blockchain Expo. And here we are, all gung-ho for Vegas, and we run up to San Francisco into the Bay Area, and people are like, dude, this is a worldwide payment disruptor. You guys gotta go past this Vegas market and really go after the Visa, really go after MasterCard, really go after these companies that they make all this money as a third-party vendor to move currency, and it's ridiculous. So we actually ended up landing some pretty big deal. We made partners with Civic. I'm sure you guys know Vinny and all those guys. They're going to be speaking in about, half an hour or so? So make sure you guys check that out. But so Civic became one of our partners out there. And it's really helped us evolve our brand. It really gives some legitimacy to what we were doing. So then we did CES out here. And this is really important because this is when companies came to us and started saying, hey, your technology can be used for supply chain. And this is a completely different avenue than we even thought. Companies like Kellogg's and Overstock. McAfee came to us, not John, but this actual company came to us, asking us about our encryption. They were impressed by the way that we were able to encrypt the data that goes to the phone to make it so that it's a lot less vulnerable. One of the biggest ones that we landed was Mexico. We landed the Trade Commissioner, Eduardo Gonzalez Diaz de Leon. He was in CES looking for a blockchain company to bring blockchain companies down to Mexico and to tokenize the peso to remove corruption from that system. So we pursued that because nobody else was there. Nobody else was at CES. Everybody was getting ready for Miami. But what did we do when we got back from Miami? We went down to the EDC of Mexicali conference in Mesa and created a token, a stable token connected to the peso that we're going to launch with Pro Mexico. This is important because that country is the next closest country to the United States. It's got some of the most beautiful beaches in the world. And if they can remove corruption, this could become a major game changer for them. And it's the 8th largest economy in the world. So we've been to some other conferences without a collision. This one was important because we met Blockchain Wayne. We realized there was an opportunity in the energy space down there, and so we started pursuing a patent to tokenize electricity. And we're going to be utilizing an algorithm to create a token that's collected from solar panels, which will then be able to be used in our point of sale system that we're moving moving out to all these different vendors. So solar comes down, it collects from the solar panels, creates a token. The token is now in our wallet that you're able to go to the 7-Eleven or whoever our participating vendors are and spend that, which decentralizes the energy, monopoly that they have going on. We also met with the mayor of Lafayette, which kind of builds into like our next, big thing is connecting all the dots of all these different cities. One of the biggest things that we did was Martha's Vineyard. And this is important because we met a young lady named Audrey, and Audrey got us connected to a guy named Chris Rice. And Chris Rice, who is in this room right there, thank you, my man, he blew us up. We literally got to come to Vegas. We got to go to the Integrity Show. Now, I don't know if you guys know about the Integrity Show. You get vetted. This is not something you can buy into. This is not a place where you take money and, we'll take $10,000 and let anybody speak. No, these are real projects. I had the opportunity to follow up Fluffy Pony. I mean, how do you this is, for us, this was a huge game changer as far as bringing us into the real high-end industry. Ken Bozak, I met Ken Bozak, Mike Salvi, Michael Wagner from Tokes. So it's definitely an amazing, amazing event. So here's the vision, and I know it's kind of crazy, but we want to build international trade routes between New Orleans, Mexico City, New Orleans and Mexicali, and then Mexicali and Las Vegas. We want to bring in all of these different conference people that we've met, the IoT people, the robotics people, the near-field communication, and link everybody together, because this is how the industry grows. This is how we expand. It can't be about just one project. It can't be about one targeted vision. It has to be a bigger, broader thing that we're doing. So if you know anybody that's interested in getting involved in building smart cities in this trade route, let us know. If you know anybody that has a token, a company that maybe could use some branding or some marketing, let us know. We're always down to help people like that. So the concept will create a supply chain for renewable energy, which is crazy to think because this is something that's collected from the sun, and now we have a value that we can actually track and target and follow it along. It's going to fix the environment, and I think that's one of the biggest things that we're worried about right now. If you look at global warming, it's saying that the world keeps getting hotter and hotter and hotter. This is going to help. It's also going to help with the oil companies that target these areas and literally let their economies last off what the barrel of oil costs. So, there's a lot of opportunity for things to happen out there. We want to disrupt. That's the biggest thing. We want to disrupt the financial technologies. We want to disrupt the trade and supply chain. And most specifically, we want to disrupt the oil industry. And it's because these barons and these masters of industry have been sitting on this money for way too long. And we are the people here that can do it. Everybody in this room, if you look around, is blockchain specific. Everybody here is a subject matter expert in what they do. If we get this room together in a brainstorming session, we can probably build something within that weekend. That's how powerful this conference has to be. That's how we need to get everybody together. And I think that people are starting to understand that. I've gone to some conferences before where it's like, I'm this and I'm that and I'm this. And now it's like people are like, yeah, that's cool. So just remember that that's really, what you're supposed to do. So I'm going to take questions afterwards, but I just kind of want to let you guys know, we're out here trying to help. We're going to call out bad projects. We don't care. I'm not worried about, someone getting mad at me. We want to make sure that the scum and the scammers are removed. We want to make sure that there is integrity in this industry. People that take money to be able to speak on stages, or people that take money to be able to have a booth that have a shit coin or a shit project, we need to stop that stuff. Why are we allowing, and this conference is an outlier because these guys took our coin, they didn't charge us anything, they gave us a corner booth over there, I'm on stage right now, they let us throw parties. This is an outlier, but most of these conferences out here are for profit. Most of these conferences don't care what your project is, they just want your money. $10,000 for BitConnect to be at freaking that conference in the Bay Area that I went to. Think about that. BitConnect had a booth. We need to stop this, and I think the point is coming across that it's not acceptable anymore for these companies to just, we're going to ICO and we're going to do this. No, we have to stop this. And we're putting together a little bit of a team or a core group of people that are okay with that. They don't care if they look bad, or they don't care if someone gets upset with them, because it's for the advancement of the industry. And that's what I really want to leave you guys with. I want you to remember the first thing I started off with is that we employ a 30% female ratio. That's important. I want you to also remember what our main vision is, and that is to disrupt. That is what we're here for. We're not here to follow the rules that were put in place 150 years ago. We're not here to support the JP Morgans and all the barons of industry. No. We're here to decentralize a currency. You got to keep this thing weird. You got to keep this thing like in your face. And you know, I guess really that's my point. Is look around. You guys are engaged. You guys clearly understand what I'm talking about. We should have this room packed. Why are there not more people here? Because there's a bunch of celebrities upstairs talking. And no offense, but a lot of them, besides a few that I've actually talked to, don't actually help the industry too much. They're just up here going to conference, and you're paying $1,400 to see them speak, and they're not even working on their projects. So, Concierge Club, 20,000 supported assets on our platform, mobile private key wallet, SHA-256 encryption, located in the United States, DUNS number, SSL certificate, business license, FDIC insured bank accounts, Reg D 504, PPM, and a convertible note. That's how you build a business, and we're going to do it. So thank you guys. I appreciate your time. Thank you.